Yes, well, first I'll start with why the framers put this power of impeachment into the Constitution. They were clear that there would be no monarchs, no tyrants that would govern our nation, no kings in America. And to ensure that, they set out in the Constitution to establish three co-equal branches of government. Article 1 for the United States Congress, Article 2 for the presidency, and Article 3 for the judiciary. Three co-equal branches of government, no kings in America. But they set up an extra guardrail for that day when a president would so trample on the Constitution that that president would need to be impeached and removed from public office. Section 4 of Article 2, the impeachment clause. And we have reached that moment today. There's nothing in that provision that says it shall only be invoked when you are absolutely sure you have the votes to pass articles of impeachment. It shall be invoked when there are abuses of power, when there are high crimes against the state. And we need to build this case for impeachment now. I'm not going to, dispute the notion that the votes are somehow, not are there or not there right now to pass articles of impeachment. I understand that view, but that does not mean that we must not invoke this power now at this critical moment for our nation and build that case for impeachment now. Members of Congress take the very same oath that Donald Trump took on January 20, 2025 to protect and defend the Constitution. And they have a duty to abide by that sworn oath and do their duty and invoke this power now. Furthermore, if we decide somehow we're not going to invoke this power, then we might as well say we're giving up on the Constitution altogether. This is the constitutional remedy designed to address a president like this who so tramples on the rule of law, and it needs to be invoked now. And then finally, when we do not name these actions for what they are, high crimes against the state, we normalize this conduct. We need to be naming these abuses of power for what they are. There are policy disputes that people will have with the Trump administration, whether or not to cut Social Security, whether or not to cut Medicare, etc. But we can also, at the very same time that we're engaged in those policy debates, lift up the debate that needs to happen on the floor of the House of Representatives on a daily basis, which is to cite, name the high crimes this president's committed, and to engage in the process of calling for his impeachment and removal from public office.